Balar Magrulis, and welcome to our recent episode with interviewing with Hammer. Hammer, who did you have in this week?
Jo McFeely, good friend of ours. She's worked with every single one of us. Yeah, fantastic girl. It was nice to interview. It was nice to see her again as well. She brought Big James up too.
James' boyfriend on the Night's Watch.
Yeah, he broke us off.
Brothers of the Watch.
Oh yeah.
Did. You've all fucking broken your oaths. I've noticed you're married, you're getting married. He's going out with Joe.
Once John fucking left the wall and went south like that.
You just thought it was grand. Huh? No, you just thought it was grand. Oh, John's gone. Let's break our oaths.
Else he can do it then.
He did it. Yeah.
Fucking ridiculous.
Lead by example.
What?
He leads by example.
He died. He was relieved from that.
But he came back.
He's relieved from his fucking vow at that stage there.
Well,
big time. It's this exact
we
same
took it
reason.
as an excuse.
Nobody.
Well, you thought it was okay to come running around the fucking Battle of the Bastards. You just decided.
Yeah.
I'll go down there. Let's all get married then.
Yeah.
Fuck's sake.
Anyway, guys, let's check out Hammer's interview with Joe from the costume department.
There's that.
Right, Joe. How are you doing? Welcome to the Wolf and the Crows.
Thanks.
It's great to see you.
You too. How are you?
I am pretty damn good. Pretty well rested. I was out ranging, and I'm back. Do a wee bit of Wolf and Crows work.
Sweet.
And we're glad to have you up, Joe. So, how did you get into working on Game of Thrones? Tell us a wee bit about how your background and how it then led to working on the biggest TV show in the world.
Well, I kind of had an idea. I wanted to work in the film and TV industry whenever I was at school, but it wasn't a big industry at the time.
Mm-hmm.
We'll not mention how long ago I was at school.
A couple of years ago.
Yeah, I was only like 5. But yeah, my teachers kind of tried to encourage me to do something else, so I ended up doing archaeology randomly.
Right.
Which I loved. It was great. The only thing is, whenever I graduated, they didn't give me an Indiana Jones whip and hat, so I was very let down by that. But I did, in the end, go back and film TV production. It was moving images at Belfast Met.
Fantastic.
And it was amazing. It was very hands-on, and I thought I wanted to go into the production side of things. I like organising and just arranging things and securing locations and stuff like that.
Yeah.
There you do kind of a little bit of everything, but I sent my CV into a random TV show that I'd never heard of and got called for an interview. Was very excited, realised what it was even more excited. Interview went really well, thought, it's in the bag, I'm going to get to work on it. And then I got you're overqualified.
Overqualified?
Yeah.
How could you be overqualified?
I don't know. Maybe it was the Indiana Jones thing.
It's not the worst thing to be told, but yes, and then you get started working on it. Happy days.
Yeah.
I'm going to start asking some questions from the fans, okay? So we've got a question. What was your fave costume to work on? And that's from Kate Bertinsky.
To work on or to dress? Because I wasn't really a maker per se, but I would have went to set and dressed a lot of the guys. So to dress, I actually quite liked the Night's Watch costume because they were all obviously slightly different.
Yeah. Well.
But oh yeah, I really liked dress, but they were also kind of the first guys I ever dressed properly.
Yeah.
Like season 4, I started on set, and it was the Battle of Castle Black.
I
and so I
remember.
spent a lot of time. Yeah.
Yeah.
Spent a lot of time dressing you guys.
We're not a bad bunch, sure we're
No,
not.
some of yous are.
Some.
I like the Ironborn as well.
Right.
They wear these big cape things, and they're so cool whenever they put them on. It's not even, there's no sleeves, it's just a panel at the back that's taken out, and you just go into it, and they just look badass. And I have to admit, the most recent Dothraki costumes, because they could make the skinniest person look massive. Yeah, and it was really fun putting them all together, because it wasn't actually jackets they were going into. It was, everything was tied on, and you had to add things to them to like create sleeves and stuff. It was just really fun.
Would they have taken much maintenance, the Dothraki ones? Because there's very little that they're wearing, so it's like...
Maintenance, they were actually quite robust, to be fair. Like the material they were made from, and actually the people who made them made them brilliantly. But like minor things, like something might have come loose, or you had to tie it up with a piece of leather or something like that. It would never have been massive problems. Right,
I'm going to ask you a wee question just off the back of that. What would have been your favourite main actor's costume?
Ooh. I quite actually liked Cersei's, the way her costumes progressed throughout the seasons. Like you can tell, like from the very beginning when they were quite. like the design of them were quite not simple, but like it was like as the seasons progressed, like her embroidery got a lot more elaborate and stuff. And
Yeah.
it was really beautiful to see them like all together.
Kind of reflects her story through it as well. Where
Exactly.
she's a bit more fair at the start, and then it becomes more darker and more sleek. And
Badass.
Cersei would be your favourite. That's pretty cool. Right, we had a lot of questions about the cleaning process from the fans. So we've Alan Cassidy, we've Mixie and Leaf Underhill that have been asking about cleaning the costumes. Can you tell us a bit about that?
Yeah, so when we finished filming on a busy day or any day, we would have had a dry team that comes in at night. So the guys would have been very good at, like, you guys would have been very good at labelling your costumes. Or
The
we
Night's
would help.
Watch, you mean, Joe? We were pretty good, weren't we?
Actually, to be fair, the Night's Watch were really good, yeah. But everybody was pretty good. But we would have helped, like, just label everything to make sure that the dry team knew whose was what. And then, like, so for example, the boots, if the boots needed cleaned back, they would have spent the night cleaning them.
That's hard going.
It is hard going. The costumes, we would have used IPA and some essential oils, or vodka is always a good one to use with
Vodka,
IPA,
yeah.
and just spray them down. We would have asked the extras as well to wear t-shirts to kind of guard the costumes a bit more. And we actually had an ozone machine, which was a really cool thing. Basically, you put these costumes in, it looks like a cabinet, put them in, turn on the machine, and it adds like an extra oxygen molecule or something to
Right.
the costumes, and it kills all the bacteria in it.
I did not know that.
Yeah.
This is very interesting.
That was a newer thing, but it was really cool to actually, because you would put things in that would even smell of, say, the IPA, or say we may have washed the trousers at the end of a season or something like that and put it in. When they come out, they smell of nothing.
Awesome. That could have been handy on set. A bunch of smelly men running around. And
Or just put them in the machine.
yeah. What about the breakdown for it then?
A lot of, like, to try and maintain it.
Yeah.
Well, like the IPA and stuff like that would have we would have sprayed the inside of the costumes, so it wouldn't have actually affected the outside of the costumes.
Right.
And also, the breakdown team was amazing, so the stuff didn't actually wear away that quickly.
How many
or
people would be working then on breakdown?
breakdown?
Yeah.
In the actual costume department in the paint halls, possibly 20 or more.
That's a lot.
Yeah. And then, like, on big days, like during the Battle of the Bastards, there was a breakdown team on set in the morning breaking the costumes down as people were leaving. So it was like a conveyor belt. Once people got dressed, they went to them, round through the breakdown. People were firing mud and blood on them, on the costumes, and then they go out onto set.
Yeah.
And during the last season, we actually had a breakdown person on set a lot of the time with us as well, just in case.
Fantastic.
Yeah. They're brilliant. Like,
That's what I missed though. Battle of the Bastards. Missed that one.
it was great.
It looked it. Let me see now. Who have we got? Right, we've got one from Sazababe. How long would it take to make a costume from start to finish? Now, like, I'm not saying so much the main costumes, because God knows how much time's put into that, but like, say like a Night's Watch or a Stark costume.
Well, that's the thing. Some of the stuff we actually used was hired. So, like, I personally am not a maker, so gauging the length of time it would take to make something, I wouldn't know. However, I did ask a friend who did work in the workroom, and she gave me some information about the principal costumes. So, like, for example, a pair of trousers could take 3 to 4 hours to make.
Right.
Something for, like, Tyrion, like a jacket, could have taken like a couple of days to make, whereas the likes of Cersei's dresses or Dany's dresses or outfits and stuff like that could have taken a couple of weeks, and it could have had multiple people working on them as well.
Yeah.
So it just varies in the difficulty of the
Yeah.
like of the
I
costume. I
suppose
guess.
size, height, everything
Yeah,
comes
and, like,
into
the
male,
detail.
female, yeah, and their position in Westeros, what house they're from. I suppose there's so much more to it. But
And like there was stuff made for the background as well. There was a lot of stuff, but like, you know, we had makers and stuff, but I don't know, because a lot of the time I was either in fittings or away on set, so I can't
that's
put a
cool.
guesstimate on it.
I'm sure we've got a decent enough answer from that one. We'll go on from Leaf Underhill. How frequently did the costumes need repaired?
Minor repairs on a regular basis.
Yeah.
Again, like if it was a big scene like the Battle of the Bastards or the battle in season 8, the dry team, we would have had people repairing stuff through the night as well. We were always on hand on set as well to repair minor things, like if somebody tore their trousers.
I did that. I did that.
Yeah. Or, for example, some of the jackets, some of the guys may have like tore the seam of their jackets on the sleeve. We'd have to be there to fix it quite quickly. So, like, there could be minor repairs on a daily basis, and some of the bigger repairs, like if it was huge, we would try and replace the item for the day and then get it repaired at night, like if it was going to take too long.
I remember a lot of times being on set, like say the Night's Watch cape or something came off. There was always, so you were constantly repairing and maintaining. I remember when you guys walk around, you're scanning the crowds and making sure everything is honed in and tightened, whether it be a cloak or a bootlace or...
Yeah. But I actually quite like that, because see, even now, whenever I'm watching different things, I'm like, that's wrong.
Aye.
That's wrong.
You can scan in, you're honing into it. It might ruin a few films and shows for you. So I have a couple of questions, Jo. What was the first day you worked on costume? What was it like, your very first day?
As a runner, I remember being a deer in the headlights, because one of the bosses basically put me in a kitchen full of people who'd been working there for months, and everybody just turned and stared. And as I turned to speak to the person who'd brought me there, he'd closed the door, so I was left there by myself, and I was like, oh. But it was fine. One of my first days on set, not officially as a set person, someone shoved a cod piece in my face and asked me to put it on them.
Right.
Didn't know how to do that, because again, not a costume person at the time, so I had to go and find someone else to do that. Actually, in season 4, when I started properly on set, it was very daunting.
I'm sure it was.
Because it's almost like a well-oiled machine. People do things without even thinking about it. There's, like you guys come in, you sign in, you wait till we brought into costume, and everybody knew what to do. And I was just kind of standing there going, oh crap. But then there's a point where you have to go, I need to do something.
Yeah.
Like with me being so inexperienced on set with sewing, and at the time, I remember during the Battle of the Bastards, I spent most of the first week or so just handing out umbrellas.
They help.
Yeah.
Good
And I remember, like, am I allowed to say people's names? Like Rivy?
Yeah.
Sorry, I wasn't sure.
Don't.
Rivy at one point asked one of the other girls on the team, Rivy was my boss, she was amazing, where I was, because I just disappeared, and the girl pointed to, do you remember the balcony at the mess hall?
I do.
And there was just, all you guys were standing with pink umbrellas.
That's right.
And I had no idea what else to do, so I was just constantly going around. Anybody who stepped outside, it was an umbrella, and anybody who's going back inside, I took their umbrella back. It was just making yourself useful, and you pick things up as you go along, and your confidence grows. If you have knowledge on how to sew and whatnot, you obviously have a slight advantage, but you learn those things on the job as well, because you have to.
Well, I have to say, you were one of the hardest working that I've seen, because also extras have a lot of time to stand about and watch things, so you're watching, you guys are like, I think Andy had said it before, you're ironclad, like, I mean, you're tough, you work hard, and it's muchly appreciated, and it helps with the whole thing. What was the hardest costume you had to work on? What was the most difficult one that you were repairing, maintaining?
I'd say maybe the noble lady dresses, because they were so fine and delicate, and like you had to be very careful with them. Yeah. Whereas the likes of like maybe like the wilding jackets or the Night's Watch stuff, you could be a bit more rough and ready.
Yeah.
So like sewing up the wilding jackets, you didn't have to be pristine. Like it could be a bit more rough. Whereas the noble dresses
had to be spot on, perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah. So the wildings, dirty wildings. So Jo, could you have you any funny stories from set working in the costume department? I'm sure you've seen an awful lot over the years, maybe too much.
Yeah.
Any interesting or funny stories?
Well, regarding people dressing, sometimes like some of the people could be a bit inventive of how they put their things on. I remember one day going through, it was actually a Night's Watch, but not a regular. I think it was a stand-in for a day, and we'll not mention names. Going through the guys as you were on set, making sure everybody looked all right, and there was something not right about his costume. I couldn't figure out what it was, and then I realised his neck rag wasn't there, but I knew he had one because it was in the bag in the morning. So I was like, "Where's your neck rag?" And he goes, "Is that the thing I've tied around my leg?" So he'd put his neck rag around his leg. I was like, yeah. Or
so
another.
He thought that the neck, that's where it went.
Yeah, okay. And no one I mean, it's. Maybe, I don't know. Could have been
He could have asked, for a wee bit of help. But if it was only in for the day, it was maybe a rookie. He didn't know what he was doing.
Yeah.
Jo, tell us, for me, Andy, Bobby, most of the guys that we've been friendly with, we've taken an awful lot from Game of Thrones. It's been such a massive impact on our lives, and it's still going as we're doing this. Yeah. can I ask, like, what was your best moment? What have you taken away from Game of Thrones that you can hold close to yourself?
All the people I met. I met one in particular who I'm very happy with.
Who's that guy? You can say.
His name's James.
All right. Oh, I think I know that guy. I mean, what house or group or family was he associated with now?
Well, he was associated with a couple.
Right,
But-
right. But what was the main one?
He was a Night's Watch.
Yes, he was in the Night's Watch. Of course he was.
He broke his oath for me.
Well, good man, James. Good man.
Yeah, like the people I've met are amazing. I've made some really great friends, and as a whole, working on the show has boosted my confidence, not with like just in myself a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And it's funny because I don't realize the impact that this show has in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I just think that was my work, and then every so often I went, for example, to the exhibition, and all those people in there were so just in awe of everything, and it just really kind of,
Yeah.
I don't know, it was just an amazing feeling to be able to go, I was part of it. I've slightly impacted these people's lives because I
Yeah.
worked there, and it's
Of course
just,
you did.
it's a great feeling to have. But yeah.
It's class.
Yeah.
Joe, thank you so much for coming in
No
and
worries.
having an interview with the Wolf and the Crows. I have a little gift for you, which our viewers can get on RedBubble
Woohoo!
and many, many more things. This is for you.
Thanks!
We'll bring it in with a hug.
Yes.
Awesome.
Let's see it.
Yes. And that's us signing off now, guys. So, for the watch.
And you stitch or you die.
So there you have it, fantastic.
Not
Interview,
bad, yeah.
Hammer.
Yeah,
Nice
pretty
technique,
good.
nice technique, man.
Thank you.
Happy days.
Some interesting content in there, some interesting answers.
Yeah.
Big time,
Yeah.
hey, guys.
Got through a lot of the questions too. Fans' questions, yeah. Answered a good lot of them.
Uh-huh. Big time. Joe's looking well as well, hey.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Still fucking plugging away in your costume word, man.
Oh,
Big
yeah.
time.
It's good stuff.
She owns a hedgehog.
She owns a hedgehog. Oh, she does own a hedgehog.
Joe owns a hedgehog.
That's amazing.
Big time. She came on the set one day and told me she was talking about this. She was naming it and all, and I was all like, "What?" I thought it was a dog. It was a fucking hedgehog. she's got a hedgehog.
pet
I think
hedgehog.
James went on arranging beyond the wall and
Brought it back?
well, he was all fuck. That's a nice looking hedgehog.
We'll bring it up.
Joel, like that's how he won her heart, man.
It didn't have blue eyes, did it?
No, it wasn't a white hedgehog. Imagine that running at you at the long neck, pricking your ankles. Hey, you bastard! Tripping you up and all. Fuck's sake. And then eating your face. So, yeah, she's
Well done,
a
Hammer.
hedgehog.
Thank you.
Nice one, Hammer.
Yep.
Big time. Guys, for more interviews like this, do not forget to like, share, and of course, subscribe to the channel there. Okay? So, yeah, fucking what, hey?
Yeah.
We're going to be coming at you soon as well with
Yeah.
more interviews with
Mhm.
people that fucking help make the greatest television show of all time. Fucking big time. And we've got...
And in the meantime, guys, yep, check out our video coming this Thursday.
Mm-hmm. Big time.
Regular spots now. Every Tuesday and Thursday, you can catch our latest episodes
Mhm.
and interviews and other bits and pieces that we're in the process of creating just for you.
Big time. So, like, imagine, I don't know, people at work and they're just like, oh, I've had a really shit day at work. But it's Tuesday.
That's
I can
right.
go home and spend the night with the lads. Fuck yeah! Big time, Wolf and the Crows, man. So, live stream.
Live stream this Sunday again, guys.
Yeah, that's
Tune
good.
in.
Going to be a good live stream.
Yep.
I know it. I feel it in my bones.
All three of us back together again.
Yep.
Yep.
Visited by fucking Maxie, Tubbs, Linda, fucking
The crew.
all the crew, Leif, fucking all the crew back
Alan.
at it. What?
Big Al. Alan Cassidy.
Oh, Jesus. Fuck, get them all back in, man. Big time.
Yep.
Like a fucking, yeah.
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 And we'll be announcing the winner of our latest competition on Sunday night too, guys. So make sure you keep tuned for that.
Do you know what the live stream is like?
What?
What you could call it? A chat bang.
A
Chat
chat bang?
I like that. Chat
It's
bang.
just a big messy chat bang on our,
Okay.
on our live stream. Do you know what to say? Big time. Or a
That's a
gang chat. That sounds better. It's a gang chat.
A gang chat?
Chat bang. Aye, that sounds weird. It's a gang chat.
That doesn't sound weird.
No, I
Yeah.
like chat bang. Chat bang's good.
The chat bang.
Chat bang.
So
just-
come on, guys. I'm
Watch
having a
out,
good old chat bang on Saturday night. Big time.
Anyhow.
Woogie!
Thursday night, new video. Sunday night,
Sunday.
live stream.
Yeah.
Yep. So, for the watch,
Hi. The North remembers.
Valar Doharis.